Hi, Stefanos. In 2021, it seems to me that your level of play were very similar, very near to Nole and Rafa. I think you are the player so close to the top position. Now, everything is changed because they were older. Don't you think that now you are the best candidate, number one?
I'm still far away, huh? Yes, I would say so. Why not? You know, I've been thinking towards that direction already for a few years, and I never saw a reason not to follow my dreams in that depth. It would be a blessing if I was able to conquer and make that happen. It's been my dream since the first day of pursuing professional tennis. I'm happy that I got back into the top 10. Let's start from there. I was outside the top 10 for a while, and it hurt me a little bit. So being back is, it's a great feeling. It's really, sorry. I want to add new goals now. I want to set new heights. I need a few more. I need a few more, and you know what I mean. I need a few more wins. I need a few more big, difficult matches where I will have to endure those and win those. So it doesn't come like this. I haven't pushed enough yet to deserve that spot, and I know what it takes to get there. So I'm still patient, and I'm waiting for my moment. I had a great start of the match. It felt like my shots were pressing a lot, and my topspin was really heavy. At the very beginning of the match, I came in fresh, warm to start opening up the court, hitting big shots, and they all seemed to work pretty well, entering the court most of the time. My serve, I think, was a big factor to start the match in such way, because I came up with some great serves, placing those serves exceptionally well, and getting a free points here and there on the serve. I think, you know, you would say clay, well, the reward on your serve is not the biggest one in terms of surface, but I managed to get a few important points with my serve, kind of getting a lead without having to get close on the score. The second set was absolutely a battle. You know, he was adjusting, he was trying to find ways to win more points. It seemed like he wasn't able to come up with a certain plan in the first set, but the second was very different in terms of tactics, and also applying his own game a little bit more, where he started approaching, he started adding a bit more topspin and going through the ball a little bit more than before. And you know, I had to move a little bit more, I had to work more for the points, which I felt straight away. And it absolutely gave me a lot to work with towards the end.
Hi, Stefanos. Different question. I'm writing up a piece about rankings, and a lot of players say that.
Wait a minute, the audio, I'm sorry. Maybe just forget the microphone. Yeah. Because I can't hear anything, that's why.
I'm writing a piece about.
It's for television, okay.
I'm writing a piece. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm writing a piece about rankings, and a lot of players say that they don't look at rankings, they don't look at points. But you're someone who always kind of mentions your ranking targets and points targets. So I'm curious if you could explain like your philosophy on this, and why it's important to you to have those targets.
I don't look at rankings either. So.
But you talk about points. Like in
Madrid,
yes, in Madrid, you said that there's 6,000 points in a clay court season, and you know you're trying to follow that after your loss.
I think it's a bit more than 6,000.
But you said like that's what you're aiming for, I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, that would be great. That would be amazing.
So why is that important to you to follow that?
That's about, yeah, you're right actually. Well, it's important because you know you're maximizing your the swing, the clay court swing. Take a look at the rankings, and you try and accumulate as many points on each surface. That's the end goal. I look at it this way. There aren't that many points to collect during the grass court season. I would assume it's about close to 3,000 if you do marvelous on the grass courts. You can get up to 3,000. I think clay court is about 6,000. I've made some of the calculations actually. Hard court obviously is the most amount of points, falling all the way to 12,000 or even more than that. So there's a big potential, to do great there and accumulate as many points as possible. At the end of the day, it's important. It's important because these are the things that you're working for to improve. That's where you see improvement in those numbers. Those numbers don't lie. They say everything. I personally don't look at them. I don't put too much emphasis on the numbers when I'm competing or when I'm in playing weeks. It all comes with performance. It all comes with showing up and being consistent. These are the type of things that I try and focus on, and the rest comes in its own ways.
Can you hear me? In
Yes.
terms of the performances of Rafa and Novak here this week, and considering the injuries to Yannick and Alcaraz, are you and maybe some of the other players in your position of the ranking starting to think about it being more of an opportunity not only here, but in Paris?
Well, yeah, it is the way it is now, and it's the type of things that hurt the sport a little bit to have these type of things happen to the highest of the players. Without them, the show is not kind of the same. You have obviously the guys behind them, but these kind of tournaments deserve names like this to be playing and active and have the opportunity to play in front of these big stadiums and crowds. I've spoken about the fact that the schedule has a big toll on our bodies. It starts from the mental side and it follows to the physical side. The extension of the days in the Masters 1000, I think, plays a massive role and contributes a lot to the fact that these players are getting injured. It was perhaps already a lot the way it was before with the 7-day events, and adding more days to that, well, you gotta be some type of superhero to be consistent back-to-back, 10 days in each event, getting until the very end of it. It's not an easy thing to do. And some people need to try it first to get an understanding and a feeling of how it is to pull that off. And then they should make decisions based on that. I think I really don't wish them that in the future, but I think this is not going to be the first time we see these type of things. If these type of things continue with the same schedule not being adjusted or customized to the needs of the players, we might see more of these things occur in the future.
Hi, Stefanos. Congratulations. And what about next stage against Deminar? What kind of player is he? What do you expect of this match?
I think everyone knows Alex Deminar. He's fighting. He puts out everything out on the court every single time he plays any opponent. He's someone that can run. He can battle. He can grind, and it's not going to be an easy match, I've played him a lot of times. I feel like he has improved a lot the last couple of times that I got to play him. He's a much better player. And the job that I have is to get out there, obviously demonstrate the best that I can in terms of tennis and use my weapons effectively, be consistent. It is important with players like this to be consistent and to just stay as much as you can.
And just to follow up, with those top players out or struggling, how much of an opportunity is it for a player like you now?
It is an opportunity, for sure. Well, I think it's a no-brainer to say it's not. It's quite kind of obvious. We're stating something that is completely obvious, and I really don't need to add anything to it. I think everyone knows the answer to that.
Just curious, Andy Murray is changing his racket to Yannick's at this late point in his career. Can you hear me?
What?
Murray's changed his racket to Yannick's at this late point in his career. And I was wondering when...
Sorry, I didn't expect that thing to come up. I had no idea, sorry.
But I'm wondering from you, when was the last time you changed like your racket, not the brand obviously, but the like specs.
The specs of the
Yeah.
racket. The last change that I had regarding my racket was when I was about 18 years old. I think that was the switch. I added a bit more weight to my racket. It was the same exact racket as now, but a little bit lighter. And well, it helped me with a little bit more power, a little bit more control to my shots, less swing to it, but more control and precision. I haven't done a lot of racket switches and changes in recent years. I've been keeping my pattern and weight and string tension kind of consistent. So it has served me relatively well. I might be a bit more open-minded to it towards the end of the year. We'll see. These are the moments that you typically go and try things and experiment with a few changes. But definitely not during the season. This is something that I wouldn't be too open-minded to try.